Hello friends, in this session we will learn about reads. What is reads? Read means a power order issued by authority. First of all, we have to understand what is read. Read is an order issued by authority. And this authority may naturally we say court, or you can say Supreme Court, also High Court. So read is something which is order issued by Supreme Court or High Court for aggrieved citizens as well as those anybody wants justice. That is known as writ. The concept of writ is very important for citizens as well as for students. Writs generally are of 5 types: habeas corpus, mandamus, statutory, prohibition, quo warranto. All these are the types of writs. Let's discuss the writs in details. Before that, we have to understand 2 major articles of Indian Constitution. That's your Article 32 and 226. Here, Article 32 and Article 226 is very important with respect to writ. Under Article 32 of Indian Constitution, we have constitutional remedies. So this Article 32 is called constitutional remedies. Constitutional remedies. What is constitutional remedies? Actually, in case of violation of fundamental rights, citizens, aggrieved citizens can approach Supreme Court for restore of their fundamental rights under this Article 32, right? And Supreme Court has power to issue writ under this Article 32. And here the High Court under Article 226, High Court 226, High Court can issue writs. Right? This is the basic concept of writ. And this writ has lots of significance in a democratic country, in a parliamentary form of government. Let's discuss each of them. First is habeas corpus. Habeas corpus is the first writ in which we have to understand that this means actually to have the body. Just try to understand. This habeas corpus means to have the body. Actually, this corpus means body. So you have to remember that habeas corpus meaning is to have the body, right? That means you can say under this you can say it can be issued to both public and private. To both public and private. That means court can issue writ. Court can issue writ to produce those people who are illegally detained by the court or anybody. So the court issues habeas corpus writ to both public and private. This is the thing you have to remember. Here, the public and private both are coming together, right? Next, we will discuss mandamus. Mandamus, means actually, you can say, we order. So mandamus means order. It's one type of command, you can say. Command. Right? Why this order? In case of public officials, they do not perform duty. So court will give order that you should do your duties. So public officials are ordered to perform duty. So this point you have to remember. Mandamus. Clear? Next we will discuss prohibition. Prohibition. What is prohibition? Actually, prohibition is very simple. To forbid. Prohibition means to forbid. That means to stop something. So higher court, maybe Supreme Court or High Court, right? Or you can say, take example of Supreme Court. Supreme Court will issue order, quash order. Supreme Court quashes order, or you can say stops lower courts in case of going beyond jurisdiction. I will explain. Right? In case of prohibition, the Supreme Court or highest court quashes order, or you can say it prohibits lower courts to exceed the beyond jurisdiction, and it can be issued, it can be applicable to administrative court, you can say CAT, Central Administrative Tribunal, even also State Administrative Tribunal, right? Any kind of tribunals or district court, right? So these are the lower courts, and the Supreme Court or the High Court prohibits to stop the proceeding, you can say, going beyond the jurisdiction. Suppose Central Administrative Tribunal has limited jurisdiction, and when it goes beyond that jurisdiction, Supreme Court or the higher court has power to prohibit those things. So they can't go beyond their jurisdiction. This point we have to remember, right? Now we'll discuss the next writ, that is statutory. Statutory means actually certificate, to certify. Let's discuss what is that. Statutory means to certify. Here the higher court certifies, or you can say quashes or stops lower court functions. And scholars also say that in case of statutory, you will get certificate to appeal in the higher courts. These are the things you have to remember. It's only for lower courts. This is the thing. And the last one is quo warranto. Quo warranto means, or you can say quo warranto means actually what control. What control means actually, you can say, it is applicable to authority and administrative only. Administrative. Just understand co-warrantor means what control? It is applicable to authority and administrative, right? And here the court says that you can say this administrative and authority should remain in control. This is the thing you have to remember, that they should remain in their control, jurisdiction limitation. Otherwise, the higher court will control those functions. This is the thing you have to remember. Let's discuss one important point here. Actually, the writ jurisdiction will compare now Supreme Court and High Court. Particularly, we are talking about Indian writs. So, Indian concept. In Indian concept, you can say Supreme Court, the writ jurisdiction is higher. Higher writ jurisdiction. And this one, lower writ jurisdiction. Why? Why is Supreme Court having less writ power as compared to High Court in India? Because you see, High Court has writ jurisdiction over many aspects of administration, judicial matters as compared to Supreme Court, right? So sometimes we can't understand and we say that okay, Supreme Court has higher writ jurisdiction, but in practice, High Court has higher writ jurisdiction. Because in case of fundamental rights, you can say fundamental rights. In case of violation of fundamental rights, High Court has power, also Supreme Court has power to issue writ. And Supreme Court issues writs under Article 32 and this High Court under Article 226 of Indian Constitution. However, apart from fundamental rights, High Court has other aspects also. Right? That's why we have to remember that jurisdiction of writ jurisdiction of High Court is larger as compared to Supreme Court. This point we have to keep in mind. Hope you have understood this concept. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Wish you happy learning. Thank you very much.